Cyber scams are increasing in both frequency and sophistication, costing businesses significant financial losses. When CMMC assessors arrive to scrutinize your environment, a single unchecked vulnerability or disconnected control is all it takes to compromise your network. Many organizations anchor their preparation around control checklists, treating security like a theoretical exercise. But assessors are evaluating your actual environment, not a spreadsheet. They need to see how consistently you apply these controls under real-world conditions. Before building a readiness framework, you need 3 prerequisites in place: existing network controls, a centralized document repository, and a strict 6-month preparation runway to embed these practices. Moving compliance out of static documents and into daily operational habits creates a narrative that assessors can clearly follow and trust. If your operations don't reflect that maturity naturally, the assessment will uncover the gaps. Step 1 is conducting a meaningful gap analysis. This goes well beyond identifying missing controls. You must evaluate whether your current implementation is actively enforced and how easily you can prove it. A common weakness is relying on processes that vary depending on who performs them. You have to test the consistency of a task across different team members, rather than simply verifying that the task exists in a manual. To do this, you must shift from a passive compliance tool to an active health matrix. Watch how a basic yes or no checklist transforms into a system that tracks actual control status, enforcement levels, and evidence availability in real time. This transition exposes the trap of aspirational documentation. This occurs when you maintain overly complex written policies that directly contradict the simpler, actual practices your team uses daily. When an auditor sees documentation that does not match operational reality, it creates immediate doubt. This mismatch signals deeper organizational disarray and compromises the credibility of your entire security posture. Step 2 addresses evidence collection. Fragmentation is a primary reason organizations fail assessments. So you must establish a single, controlled document repository and enforce strict, standardized naming conventions across all files. With that repository in place, you can build a 3-tier evidence chain. Every single control requirement implemented must be supported by these interconnected layers. The first tier is policy. This written document establishes the organization's explicit intent. The second tier translates intent into action. Mapped workflows define how your team executes the policy daily. The final tier is technical enforcement. System audit logs, retained, searchable, and time-synchronized, provide the indisputable proof that the execution happened. Assessors expect to follow a clear thread from policy to execution to proof. Explicitly linking these 3 layers reinforces your controls and entirely eliminates the doubt caused by scattered, disconnected evidence. Step 3 moves implementation into operationalization. True readiness is achieved when your controls are embedded directly into everyday workflows, functioning continuously without requiring constant managerial oversight. This Security Information and Event Management, or SIEM, platform provides the continuous monitoring necessary to track active network nodes and process real-time alert logs. Within that environment, you establish automated configuration baselines and automated patching cycles, taking the burden of maintenance off of manual check-ins. When your controls operate this way, they generate their own audit trail. Automated systems independently compile reliable, searchable evidence over time. Reducing human variability is essential. Automation ensures that your technical compliance remains consistent, predictable, and manageable at scale. Even in highly automated environments, people are a critical factor. Step 4 requires moving away from broad departmental responsibilities to assign specific control ownership to individuals. Once assigned, you must train them to articulate exactly how their daily tasks satisfy specific CMMC mandates. Assessors will conduct direct cross-functional interviews with your staff to verify how technical controls operate in practice. Expect these engagements to be a standard requirement during the formal audit. If staff members provide inconsistent verbal responses, it signals deep operational issues. That hesitation will quickly unravel an auditor's trust in your organization, regardless of how perfectly engineered your technical controls might be. Step 5 is validation. You need to conduct a mock assessment, and a casual review of your documentation will not suffice. The process must strictly mirror the pressure and structure of the actual formal audit. Assessors evaluate how easily evidence can be proven, implement time-bound requests to test the retrieval speed of your repository. While the clock runs, require staff to perform live system demonstrations and answer direct questions to test their ability under realistic conditions. When you encounter a delay or a conflicting answer, pause the simulation. Use these moments to identify exactly where the retrieval bottleneck occurred, or to immediately correct human inconsistencies. Organizations see significant improvement when they run multiple simulation cycles. You must repeat these mock audits until navigating the evidence feels entirely familiar to your team. Repeated exposure to assessment conditions builds speed and accuracy. It transforms the audit from a highly disruptive, stressful event into a routine, confident display of your evidence. CMMC assessments measure your organization's ability to maintain a continuous, evolving security posture. By implementing these 5 steps, your company transitions away from relying on weak, theoretical checklists. You build a disciplined environment that produces measurable, observable, and repeatable proof. To start this process, schedule your first mock audit exactly 30 days from now. Today, formalize control ownership for your first 10 security requirements and begin training your team. Ultimately, assessment readiness is about credibility. This framework guarantees that your security operations are cohesive, ensuring your operational maturity will naturally speak for itself when the assessor arrives.